up against the Indiana Pacers. For Indiana, there's been a lot of discussion about them in the offseason.
Conference Showdown. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Happy to have you along for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Down low, Weston Hibbert. Watson out there with Rodney Stuckey. And it's Hill in at the small forward position.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on him.
Now, here is Hill. West down low. Fires from deep. Goes back up. Here's Hibbert. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. 4-on-3 break. Now, here's Beverly. He's covered by Watson. And some nice passing there by Houston. Here's Howard. 6 on the shot clock. Can't get it to go. Great tee that time from Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert, one of the premier defensive big men in the game, among the league's top shot blockers, and he anchored the #1 defense in the NBA.
Now Harden following the three-point attempt by Rodney Stuckey, and the shot is good.
His presence is very comforting for this team. He's kind of a fallback option for them anytime they need it.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Montezumas with the steal. To the paint. Ball's knocked loose. It's taken away by Stuckey. Jumps up. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Now here's Ariza. Up and in on the layup. Ariza's got his second basket of the night. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here is Watson, defended by Beverly. Another shot, and the layup good by West.
You know, that putback's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone down there.
Well, no box out. That's the result you get right there.
It's Ariza on the wing. Pacers with the rebound. Kicks it out to Harden. Lets it go from deep. And it's Roy Hibbert with the rebound. Hibbert's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Watson's shot is good. It's a tie ball game.
Kevin, too easy. I mean, the defenders were sort of looking at each other like, whose man was he? And everybody thought somebody else was going to guard him, and nobody did.
Now, here is Harden. With the fadeaway. Second chance shot, and it's Howard laying it in.
On the offensive boards, guys.
Pacers have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Here's Hibbert. That one a little long. Here's Montezumas. Shot is off. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
And the difference to this point has been defense. You know, this club has really gotten after it, and that's what's gotten them this lead.
Well, there's nothing that's gone up that hasn't been contested so far.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court right now for the Pacers. The backcourt, Hill and Myers. Mahimi is out there with Scola. And it's Rudez in at the 3. Hill kicks to Miles. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Well, you got to love the effort, but probably an ill-advised decision in the end to go for that alley-oop.
Yep, that sequence went from pretty to ugly in a hurry.
A lot of pressure and expectation last year for the Pacers in the playoffs. No longer were they an underdog or a feel-good story. They were expected to make a deep run.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Thank you, Kevin. Roy Hibbert has now mastered what he calls, quote, the straight up.
He once saw its right hold in the finals.
Jump and absorb contact himself. I've got to learn how to do that. In drills, his coach, Frank Vogel, made him defend 2 players at once without fouling. At first, he wanted to give up, but guys, that is how he perfected it.
He sure has. Coach Vogel making sure the refs honor it. Doris, thanks. And they would return to the Eastern Conference Finals and beat the Heat.
And the difference there, Kevin, was the mentality and fortitude of the Heat. Clearly the talent was pretty equal, but I thought the leadership of LeBron and the brilliance of Dwayne Wade was just a little
bit here. Howard's checked in. Rockets trail by 6. Terry dishes to Brewer. It's Ariza on the wing. And that one's on target from the wing.
I think it caught a lot of teams in the East off guard last season.
James Harden, he's checked in for Houston. In Indiana.
And another foul would give him 3 before.
The Rockets did well against the Eastern Conference last year, as you might expect. 23 wins out of 30 games. And getting to the line, Steve, was a part of it.
Yeah, in fact, they averaged just under 30 trips to the foul line against the Eastern Conference teams. So, it's tough to lose when you get so many easy points against your opponent.
What a pass, and then a bit of a circus move.
Oh, so smooth.
Well, you know what? He could have fouled that up going for the big slam. I thought that was a nice job just taking the layup.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
And there's the call.
Well, pretty good numbers for this club a year ago, Kevin.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
And the Rockets making a change here. Beverly's checked in. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Indiana. Watson comes in for George Hill. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Watson kicks to Hibbert. Outside for Miles. Launches it. And that one's good. Miles has got 8 points.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
This should be the last possession of the quarter if they play it right.
And if their clock management's good, it will be.
Blocked, but he stays with it. Another block. And again, Indiana running the floor. And Hill throws it down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Here's Harden. Shot is off.
He's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better. James Harden with the most famous beard in the NBA. In fact, he leaves his barber in charge of trimming it, so you can give him all the credit, or maybe the blame, depending on how you look at it.
Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Montiunas out there with Trevor Ariza, and it's Howard in at the pivot spot manning the middle. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Here is Harden after Indiana gets the 3. Beverly with the ball. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. In Harden, a relatively quiet demeanor. Some have even said moody, but clearly he's embraced his new leading role in Houston.
And he said as much himself. He looks at the Rockets as his team, and you can see it in his demeanor on the court. With that leadership comes responsibility, and I think he's ready to continue to step into that.
Houston moving it around. Ariza passes to Harden. And it's blocked. 3 on the clock.
Rising star in the NBA. Considered a steal with the 15th pick in the 2007 draft. But after back-to-back disappointing seasons, I think it's fair to ask, have we seen the best?
There's 1:47 left in the third quarter.
And Rodney Stuckey was playing in a contract season. Started last season breaking his thumb in his car door, and that required surgery. He missed the first month, and as a result, he never did get back to the level he had hoped for.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, the Pacers head coach Frank Vogel has helped turn this team into a powerhouse. He's had a reputation for positivity, lifting his players up and boosting their confidence. As Paul George put it, coach has no shame in calling you out. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get embarrassed. No one wants that, Kevin.
And for Stuckey, not an outside shooter, but his percentage of shots around the basket has dropped for 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, he's not drawing as many fouls. He assisted half the rate he did in 2010-11. Some of it was fit in Detroit. No floor spacing. See if he can get back to playing his brand of basketball.
Houston making some changes. Smith checked in for Montiunas. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. The Pacers also with a sub. Scola's checked in. Harden. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. And that's now 6 points for James Harden. Indiana leading by 16. Watson kicks to Mahinmi, and the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
So it's the Rockets now, following the score by Indiana. Shot on the wing. Offensive rebound. Howard kicks to Harden. Tries yet again. Can't hit. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Hill dishes to Stuckey. Got a piece of it. Mahinmi passes to Stuckey. Watson for three. James Harden with the rebound. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Terry's got the ball. No good from 11 feet. Puts up a prayer. Shot is off. From the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, this had to be the choice. It was an absolutely sensational feed, putting him way up there above the rim so that only his teammate could catch it. And not only does he do it, but he powers it down from there.
Yeah, the timing of these plays are just phenomenal.
No question.
And a look at the five for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Down low, West and Hibbert. The backcourt, Hill and Myers. And it's Hill in at the three. Here's Beverly, following the basket by George Hill. But they get it back. Here's Monty-Unis. So the whistle blows.
Continues to be effective.
Something else
For the NBA, we know that those who play a sport are much more likely to watch it as an adult. And basketball is now the largest participation sport in high school and college.
Got a piece of it. Outside Hill. There's a whistle. It's going to go on Corey Brewer. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And so it's Indiana with it. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Here's Miles, and a foul on the shot. You know, Clark, you saw this firsthand every night. Falling off point.
Yeah, after the All-Star break, they went from looking unbeatable to looking like just another team, but they were able to gather themselves just in time and make a deep playoff run.
Howard's checked in for the Rockets. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Here's West. It's Miles atop the key. Hill has the open look. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
You know, with the Pacers, although they didn't end the regular season as they might have wanted to, they were still able to rest a number of players down the stretch and prepare for their playoffs.
Last year, and I think they took their foot off the gas pedal a little bit. Second half, did the ship and made a deep playoff run.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Trevor Ariza last season with perhaps the best campaign, Steve, of his 10-year career.
Yeah, he played starters minutes, shot a career-high three-point percentage. I think a lot of it, Kevin, was just the combination of playing with good bigs and then also John Wall's emergence as a great point guard. Ariza had a lot of open looks last year. And guys, with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who's watched it. I mean, just a total mismatch in a true show of strength for the Pacers.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
As soon as possible.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Rodney Stuckey. Every time there was a big possession or big play, he was contributing in some manner. Just a great game for him.
Joey Dorsey's checked in for the Rockets. Terry comes in for Patrick Beverly. Into Johnson. Ball stolen. C.J. Miles with the dunk.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to an end.
Well, hey, let's just call it what it is. They are trying to run it up on them. And you could say that Ariza was in a contract year looking for a new contract, playing for a new contract, but he's upped his three-point percentage for 3 straight seasons. It seems he's put in the work to really solidify that part of his game.
Josh Smith, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. Donald Sloan's checked in for Indiana. Here's Rudez. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's Terry.
Probably time to just say it, guys. This game is over.
I think you're right on target there.
The drive by Hill. Johnson with the block, and he gets it back. Here's Mahimi, and so he earns a trip to the... That free throw good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And they go to the intentional foul.
I'm not break for a minute.
Free throw good. And both free throws good for Terry. Here's Sloan.
That's just a flat front.
Down like they are, he just took it out on his opponent. I mean, you got to keep your composure.
No good on the second free throw. Here's Smith. Off target with that shot. So no problem for Indiana.